Heidi and Rod from Garden Crossings, and we are out in the garden today, and we are going to tackle this massive Limelight Panicle hydrangea that is in our yard. Rod, how short are we going to go with this one?
How short do you want it?
I don't know. It's probably 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall.
4 foot tall, maybe?
Go to 4 foot.
Go in
Take
half?
it in half. We have gone down to 18 inches before.
We have.
Are we feeling aggressive?
We'll stick at 4 foot.
We'll stick at 4 foot. Okay. We're going to show you how aggressive you can go at trimming your hydrangeas, if you dare, to get them looking better and more sizable for your space and garden. Okay, so Rod's kind of like right in there in that hydrangea, and he is 5'10", and you can see it's probably 4 foot taller than him for sure. So, all right, get in there. He's using his wonderful little battery-operated pruners, Craftsman pruners. He's been working with those all day today, and they have just been working like a dream. Those of you who may not have strength in your hand or carpal tunnel, this is a helpful tool. Limelight hydrangea blooms off of the new season's growth. So by trimming it here in the fall or in the spring, you're not going to be affecting your blooms for that summer season. So he's cutting out a lot of the dead branches as well, although he just caught my recording thing. No. So if you're somebody that does porch planters, this is another great hydrangea that you can dry and use for your winter porch pots. So he's going to get in here and do all the trimming work, and then he's got an appointment he's got to go to here shortly. So I'll come through and collect all of the twigs and stuff and put them in our big dump trailer. We're going to take them back to the greenhouse and throw them in the compost pile. I might even have the girls, I've been pulling out some of the blooms as we've been going along, but I might have the girls at the greenhouse go through and pull out any that they think would be good to dry for the winter porch pot parties we'll be doing at the greenhouse this winter. I'm going to try to get in there and see if he can get through this branch that's about 1 inch thick. You want to go after that one?
Which one?
This one right here, but down lower.
You want that one pruned?
Yeah. He's got to make his way to it. We're just trying to testing the tool to see, like, 3 pulls of the trigger and he was through. That was a pretty thick branch too. That's pretty impressive. So back probably, you lose track of time, right, when you're having fun. I don't know, 8 years ago or so, when we trimmed this thing back pretty aggressively. You can see, let me get in here so you can really see it. Oh, getting caught on all the branches. You can see there is the old cuts from back when. So I guess it was probably more like 24 inches that we trimmed it back to when we went aggressively a few years back. And the thing we noticed is the year after we did that really aggressive trim, we didn't have a lot of flowers, but the flowers we had were giant. Like, I took a tape measure out here because I had to put a tape to it to see like how big they really were. The flowers are about 18 inches long by 12 inches wide. So I mean, some of these blooms were just incredibly, incredibly large. And I think what it was is, let me grab one of these and show you. So you have your main bloom, and then you get like these little pieces here that kind of are smaller blooms, but they kind of all cluster together and it looks like one giant bloom. So I think that's what was happening, is we were just getting like a lot of this little clustering that was, you know, all going together with that one bloom, and just made those huge flowers that year. You look at a project like this and you're like, oh, that's going to take me all day to do. If I had a guess from start to finish, we're about 5 minutes into this video right now, although it's probably going to get fast forwarded. It's probably going to take a total of 10 minutes to have this whole tree trimmed with the tool that he's using. Now obviously we're going to have cleanup time with cleaning up the pile here on the ground, but to get through a giant shrub like that in 10 minutes, it's the right tools that really make that job so much easier. Yeah, he just went through another giant one. 3 pulls of the trigger and he was through. Like, okay, so I guess this is maybe the easiest way to do it. I'll take my finger and kind of show you. It's longer than from the tip of my finger to my first knuckle. It's pretty big. Says a lot for the tool. Oh, fizzle. The battery just died. It lasted a long time though, so I'm pretty impressed with the battery life on this. And it's really been trimming some pretty hard things. So we're going to charge up the battery.
900 cuts.
Oh, 900 cuts per battery. So it says. So we'll get to finishing this once we get the battery charged back up. Ooh, found some more juice. Gave it a little shake. Hopefully it has 20 more cuts left in it. So if we were not looking to do a drastic trim on this plant, sometimes what I will do is I will leave the flowers on for the winter, just for some winter interest. They always look really pretty when the snow kind of collects on them. And then we'd have the gardeners do the trimming in the spring. But like I said before, we're just so many large hydrangeas that we wanted to get them trimmed back and kind of start fresh with a fresh, smaller size plant. So if you're like, oh, I'd like to leave them on for the winter, please do so, because they really do add a lot of beautiful interest in the winter if you get snow and the snow collects on them. All right, so here is the pile. Might have to go dump the trailer before we load this all in. We'll see, maybe we can step on it and smash it down too. But now the tree's been trimmed and it's approximately just like chest high, so 4 foot tall or so. So we took a little bit better than half of it off. And we'll get to watch it next year and see what it does, see how beautiful it looks. He took all the little thin branches off that were kind of little sparse ones, cut off any dead wood that he could tell was in there. He's cracking some off right now too. So now this Limelight hydrangea is ready for next summer. It'll be exciting to see how it does. And for those of you who are new to the channel, you'll want to check back next summer and watch our garden video tours, so you can see like how good it did. He's finding more and more in there. So hope you found this educational, maybe inspiring, and I guess our goal is we want to just let you know that don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get in there and trim those shrubs back. Even though it does feel scary at times, we think the results are worth it in the end. When things just get big and don't make you happy, you can trim them back and hopefully it will bring you more joy to your garden space. This is Heidi and Rod from Garden Crossings. So I have to get a rake and rake up the rest of the little twigs and branches that are left here so the lawnmower doesn't have to chop them up. But what a difference trimming will make. So now it's all ready for next year. So the next step I need to do is hop on this trailer. Maybe I can grab one of the boys to help me, we'll see if they want to or not. And stomp that all down, and then we'll put the tarp over top. So with all of the landscapes we have here, that creates a lot of compost. And last year, one of my sons said, I'm not dealing with dumping the compost like we did another year. We need to get a dump trailer. So before, what we were doing is a trailer sort of like this that didn't dump. We'd put a tarp on the bottom of it and then try to drag all the junk off with the tarp, and it was a real big pain in the butt. So he insisted we need a dump trailer. So we got this dump trailer. We load it all up, take it back to the greenhouse, and then there's some sort of a hydraulic thing in here that just lifts it up in the air and dumps all this debris into a pile. So it's making cleanup even more simpler. So sometimes you want to find ways that you can work smarter, not harder. And this is definitely something that is helping with that. So I do need to get in though and kind of stomp them all down because I don't want them to poke through the tarp on the new trailer. And then a few more hydrangeas to trim and this project will be done. All right, so I started stomping some of it down and it's working pretty good. If I die, I'll die in a bed of hydrangeas and twigs. This is actually smushing down pretty good, so I might even be able to go do more cleanup than what I was planning to do. Some of these big ones in here, don't worry. Definitely recommend shoes and pants, otherwise your legs will be getting scratched big time. All right, so looks like I got more work ahead of me. I made more room. Yay. At least it's a nice day to be out doing this. Uh-oh, this might be the issue. Wow. Compacted that down by about, for sure, a third, if not half. All right, let's go get to more work.